Let's talk about guns. I want one. I don't want other people to have them. I just want me to have one. Just a nice little paranoia pistol to keep glued to my body at all times to protect myself from all potential life events. When you're as permanently anxiety ridden as I am, the last thing you want to feel is vulnerable. So if I ever find myself in a compromising situation, I want to know I at least have a fighting chance. But do you think you'd be able to live with yourself if you ever took the life of another human being? Absolutely. There's these annoying teenagers that always park outside my neighbor's house at 1 a.m. and carry on loud conversations while leaning up against their car. I have had hour-long murder fantasies involving those dicks. But human life is sacred. No, 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 no. Hugh Laurie's life is sacred. Gary Oldman's life is sacred. Seth MacFarlane's life is sacred. The person breaking into my house right now, his life ain't sacred. Having a gun on me at all times also drastically decreases my odds of getting shot by police. They're not going to kill me. It's not like I have my hands up. I'm surprised you don't hear more police brutality stories coming out of France. Those people are always surrendering. I'm not anti-police, or even anti-people being shot by police. Prison overcrowding is a big problem in the US, and we're leading the world in locked-up criminals. And that's due to a combination attack of overly aggressive anti-drug crusades and most police officers' unwillingness to shoot people when they're actually in a dangerous predicament. Every time someone gets shot on the news, someone's like, "My baby! My baby!" Ma'am, your baby robbed a convenience store run by a first-generation Bangladeshi man just trying to set up a better life for his family, and then charged directly at the officer who then had to shoot him. No tragedy has occurred here. Why do they shoot to kill? Why can't they just shoot him in the leg? Because having a pain in your leg does not hamper your ability to operate a pistol, and if you want policemen using bullets to disarm the criminals, you're asking them to be replaced with special forces. School shootings are fun, though. I don't know what's a better way to get famous. Hard work and determination through honing your craft, or bringing a rifle to school and pointing it at people that were mean to you. The news glorifies it because they have to get ratings, and everybody's wondering who done it as soon as the story breaks anyway. What do you expect them to not tell us? We're giving the shooter exactly what he wants by this fame and stuff. Who cares? He's fucking dead. You think he's sitting on a couch in hell with a bowl of popcorn just laughing to himself? No, he's in the ground being desecrated by maggots. I think all school shootings should end with the death of the shooter, whether self-inflicted or otherwise. You want him to have to live with his actions? You seem to be a pretty big fan of living during his actions. You know what's worse than having to live with your actions is dying. I'm going to talk about race relations now. Nobody wants to hear a spoiled white kid's perspective. Well, you're gonna. When minorities get killed, it's a bigger deal to minorities because they're minorities, and it's a bigger deal to white people because of white guilt, which is slowly becoming the bane of our existence, especially since the only people who appreciate white guilt are other white people with white guilt. You're not scoring points with minorities by being annoyingly apologetic over something you weren't alive to have any control over. Please stop retweeting everything that has the Black Lives Matter hashtag as if you're part of some ground-shattering movement to bury the hatchet between black and white. I swear to God, every idealistic college kid I know somehow thinks they're the pigment-drained reincarnation of Martin Luther King Jr. and will stop at nothing to mend our culture's tattered relationship. It's so aggravating when people try to make a difference. White guilt. But don't you feel even a little bit bad about how your ancestors treated people who were different than them? First of all, they were slaves of all different colors, including white, way before black people brought it to the mainstream by doing it in America. Every culture has had slaves, every culture has had slave owners, but nobody these days gives a shit about slavery that happened pre-1600s because that would desensitize our feelings about the most recent slave era. That era we're not allowed to move past for reasons I could only assume have something to do with government mind control. I mean, without white guilt, who's to say we won't try that shit again? Second of all, I have no small amount of German blood in me, but even if my grandpa was a Nazi general who was usually stationed at the camp shower controls, none of that passes to me, his descendant, born completely irrelevantly to that time period. You've got his genes though, bro, that makes you a Nazi. Now the blood of all those Jews is on your hands, and I expect a heartfelt, continuous apology for the actions of your forefathers, or else your whole creed is going to make me very upset right now. That's how some people actually think, which makes me think those people don't think right. Fake facts? Question 1 comes to us from somebody probably, who asks, so what's your take on that YouTube scandal that happened recently with Nicole Arbor? She got her channel shut down for that Dear Fat People video. What do you think about it? Well, apparently it's back up now, but all her videos are gone, which is basically easy grounds for her to sue YouTube for completely destroying her revenue stream. And if her partner is a company other than YouTube, that means a double lawsuit from them as well for interrupting their ads. If that happened to me, I don't care if I made a PowerPoint about the pros of joining ISIS. You don't cut off my money, or my partner company's money, but mostly my money. She said she doesn't believe fat shaming is real. I'm not sure how you can not know that people making fat people feel bad about their bodies is real when you just got shut down for making fat people feel bad about their bodies. I'll tell fat jokes all the live long day. I'm not saying I'm above it. But in doing so, I'm not calling for them to change who they are because it disgusts me. If you're fat and proud, that's weird, but good for you. If you're fat and trying to lose weight, stay strong and keep that pursuit. If you're deceptively fat and on an online dating site, try to be more transparent about it, because I've been fooled by thumbnail pictures of the face too many times to count, which translates to me making profile clicking promises I can't keep. I have nothing against fat people, they just aren't my type, like scene kids or volleyball players. If you're into blondes and every picture this girl has on her profile is blonde, but then you meet her in person and her hair is naturally brown, that's why I carry around buyer beware stickers in my pocket to put on girls I meet who misrepresent themselves. Be proud of who you are, even if it's weird. So what if a body shot of you standing next to a car makes me question if this photo was drawn to scale? I still require that information. Body shaming usually revolves around fashion choices, but the cold hard truth of the matter is that there are certain styles certain body types just can't pull off, and the amount of those is balanced throughout all demographics, so it's not just a fat issue. Fat people should not wear crop tops. There's always too much crop on the top and it looks like you ate half your shirt. Skinny people shouldn't wear turtlenecks. There's too much loose space and it looks like you just put your sweater on a coat rack that is now inexplicably following you around. Guys, wait for me. Can I carry your hat? Fat people can wear two-piece bathing suits as long as they don't mind passersby on the beach trying to carry them back out to sea. There you go. Get back to your family safe. Good fat jokes are hilarious. What's annoying are hacky observations with unaccepting undertones and not a single dose of originality. And that's what Nicole did based on the articles I read, but still doesn't mean her channel should have been shut down. That's a mistake that could prove costly for YouTube. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you had a grand old time, and if you did, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe and whatnot, and I'll play myself off.